I'm Allie and welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry if I left you guys on a cliffhanger with the hair. This is it. Here it is, the final results. It's not like overly bright, I guess, but it is very neon in the sunshine. I honestly did not think about it being a cliffhanger when I did the video where I dyed my hair. Like, I just was going with it and I was like, oh, okay, I'm done this video. Now I'm gonna let this sit and then I'm gonna wash it out, and I didn't even think about it, and y'all were like, where's the final results? And I'm so sorry, I don't know why I didn't think of that. So today's video kind of goes along with cliffhangers, I guess, in that they are suspenseful at times. Today I am going to be doing a recommendations video, and I am going to be recommending 5 mystery thriller type books. Mystery thrillers are something that I got more into within the past year. Definitely wasn't something I was really interested in before that, but I kind of refound them when I got more into audiobooks. They're some of my favorite audiobooks to listen to. So I want to tell you about 5 that I really enjoyed. I know that I asked you guys to tell me what kind of recommendations that I should do, and you guys were like oddly specific at times. And I don't think anyone asked for this one, but this is the one that I'm gonna do first because it's the one that I had planned originally to do. Don't worry, your recommendations are coming too. Let's go ahead and get into these recommendations. These aren't in any specific order. I would have given all of these anywhere between a 4 and a 5 star. One of the first ones I'm going to tell you guys about is actually one that I have done in a recommendations video before. I had recommended this in the audiobook recommendations video that I had done. This is still one of my favorite mysteries to date, and that is All the Missing Girls. This is about a small town girl. She ends up moving away because some of the mysterious things that have happened in her small town, one being that her best friend kind of disappeared at some point whenever she was younger, so she moves away. It is years later, she is an adult, and basically her father becomes really ill and she moves back to this small town. She takes over his house, kind of redoing his house in order to sell it, and while she was there, another girl goes missing. This is told really differently because it is the only mystery that I've read so far that is told backwards. I don't really know how best to describe this, but basically it starts off at like day 15. You learn all the things that happened on day 15 since this girl went missing. Then you get to day 14, day 13, and it goes back all the way to like day 1 after this girl goes missing. Not only are you getting glimpses into what this town is like and the relationships in this town, you also get glimpses back to whenever she was a kid and when her best friend went missing. You get to see the different how their friendship was, you get to see how everyone interacted then, you get to see what our main character was like, and it's just a really intriguing mystery. It's one of those ones where you like think you know what it is, but you're not really sure, and then it like confuses you and you think it's someone else, and then you like backtrack yourself. So it's one of those ones where you're like, oh, I know what this is, and then it like makes you double guess yourself all the time. I just remember this being really enjoyable, and I did think it was a really unique story, just even based on the way that it is told. I really liked the reveal of everything. I just thought it was really well played out. Another one is going to be a more recent read for me, and that is Emma in the Night. If you guys saw, this was actually in my last wrap up. This is about these sisters, and what happens is it starts off with these sisters go missing, and it has been a few years since they had gone missing. I want to say it was about 3 years since they had gone missing, and one of them returns. No one is expecting it. They all assume that the girls have died at this point. She ends up returning, and she's like, you gotta find Emma, who is her other sister. So she tells a story about where she has been for the past 3 years and how life was for her and her sister during those years whenever she was away. I really can't go into much more detail than that. The overall premise of just like one sister returning and the other one not is interesting alone, in my opinion, but it's such a much more complicated story than that. Kind of like the story of how life was where they were at. You also get the story of how their life was before they went missing as well. Their mother is a narcissist, and I will say that this does go into this. A few of you had told me that it is a pretty true portrayal of narcissism, so just to clarify that that is in there if that bothers anyone, and it definitely plays a really big role in this story. So I can't really tell you guys much about this because it's one of those stories that you really gotta go into not really knowing anything, but I gotta say I was really pleased with the way that this kind of played out. Very dysfunctional family, which just is always like, I gotta know what's happening, what's going on. Kind of like, are you sure that the main character's telling the truth? Is she trustworthy? So there's a lot of questions that pop up for you as a reader, but it's just a fantastic story, and I loved listening to it. I love the reveal. There you go. This is one that has been around BookTube for a while. You've probably seen it mentioned, but you might not necessarily think of it as a mystery thriller because it is sci-fi, and that is Dark Matter. Dark Matter is by far one of the most memorable, Dark Matter is one of the most memorable books I have ever read, just because it is so completely weird and different and strange and amazing. I gotta say, I was really hesitant to pick this up because it is sci-fi and it deals with other like dimensions, alter universes, reality, stuff like that. Perfect read right now because it's Stephen Hawking. God bless and rest his soul. So I think this is a pretty relevant read at the time too, just because it does kind of go into some of the theories that he has had. If you guys don't know what Dark Matter is, it's basically about this man. He goes to a bar one night, he is kidnapped, and basically he is sent by himself to a different reality, and he has to find his way back to the reality from which he came. And I know it sounds really confusing, but the overall scientific explanations of things weren't overly done. It wasn't like I was sitting there like, oh my god, what is going on? Am I getting lectured on like a science lesson right now? It didn't feel that way at all. It was pretty dumbed down. So it was really enjoyable. It gives into that. Also, you probably will at some point have like an existential, we're gonna have some sort of life crisis at some point reading this because it is crazy. And I mean that in like a really good way. But this goes into just all those different theories, what those other universes are like, how there's just so many of them, and it's just such a fantastic story. The whole time you're just like, what? Like, you can't believe what's happening, and the end gets a little intense in a weird way, but still really enjoyable. One of the most memorable reads that I've ever encountered. So this next one is one that you probably have all heard of. It's pretty popular. I don't even know if I should bother recommending it to you, but it is one of my favorite mysteries of all time. There has been a TV show made about it that I plan on starting this week. So, and that is Big Little Lies. So you might think this might be a little overhyped. I have honestly never read anything else by her. I've heard her other stuff is just as good, if not better. This was one of the first mysteries that I read, and I gotta say, it is still one of the most impressive to me. I understand why they wanted to make a TV show about it. I really didn't think I was going to like this, because this is basically about the everyday lives of 3 moms. I'm not a mom, can't relate. Probably will never relate. And especially because they're like these kind of pish-poshy moms taking their kids to preschool and the different things that they talk about, like PTA meetings and blah 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 blah. So this follows 3 moms, and what happens is you learn right from the start that there is a PTA meeting. What happens at this PTA meeting? You are transferred back in time before this PTA meeting, and you see when these 3 mothers first meet up and all the different conflicts that happen around them, and you get to progress, and in between each chapter you get like a police report from the PTA from someone else's point of view saying like what they saw happened, blah 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 blah. What really keeps you interested in this book is that you have no stinking idea who it is that has been killed at the PTA. So not only do you not know the killer, but you don't know who done been killed. So that was probably the biggest mystery of all. Like, it kept me on edge just because I needed to know who the hell died. Why did they die? What? Beginning of this, I was thinking this is just about like these average lives that are happening. Every once in a while you get kind of a glimpse into their lives and the dramatics of their lives. I gotta say, I really came to care for these women and these characters, and I was like begging that none of them died by the end. So definitely still one of the most fantastic mysteries that I have read. Still another unique one to me, because you don't know who'd been slain. The last book that I have to tell you guys about is by far one of the best mystery thrillers I have ever listened to, and that is Final Girls. Basically what Final Girls is about is that there are these 3 girls and they have all survived some sort of mass killing at some point. They have survived these serial killers that have gone through and just like killed all the people around them and left them. Hence why they are called the Final Girls. This follows one girl in particular, but it does involve the other 2 as well. What has happened to her is that her and her friends went to stay at a cabin for some sort of vacation break, I don't remember. But basically this killer comes and kills everyone but her. Then they find out that one of the Final Girls has died, and what was first ruled as suicide is now being considered a murder. This goes into not only what happened back at the cabin, because our main character can't remember what happened exactly. She doesn't know why she was the only one who didn't die. She kind of blocks that stuff out. It also deals with her coming to terms with what happened to her and that she is a final girl, and what that means for her life. Finding out who the actual killer was from the cabin, as well as this new killer that has killed one of the Final Girls. There's also one Final Girl that shows up and she's acting kind of suspicious. So there's a lot of different things going on in here. It is pretty action-packed. There's all kinds of stuff going on. And overall, I just thought it was really interesting. I could not stop listening to this. I listened to this within a 24-hour period. It was just so good. I thought the reveal was done really well because it's another one where you just keep second guessing yourself. You think you know, but you're not quite sure. And in the end, it's just like, what? A few of the other people that I work with have also read this. They all really recommend it. So it is definitely one that I think is really up there with high quality mystery thriller. So hope that you guys enjoy those as well. So those are the 5 recommendations that I have for you guys today. I hope to do more of these in the future just because they are some of my favorite videos to do. I just love talking about the books that I love. Hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future recommendations videos from me. Thanks for watching and I'll see you the next time. Bye!